Hello, this is Ekene Banye's reflection. Yeah, I haven't been here for a little while. I was a little bit ill last week, so I'm just recovering actually. Yeah, I want to talk about something, well, just like topics I traditionally refuse to talk about for a long, long time. That's included religion, politics, and now I want to talk. I've started talking about politics and religion. Now I want to talk about one of the biggest controversies in Africa and the world. You know, that is the LGBTQ plus community. Yes, I saw a series of posts actually on Facebook, uh, where Ghanaian MPs were angry about I don't know what country it is, maybe the US, about uh, bullying MPs for not agreeing with their own narratives about the LGBTQ community, you know. And I've been reading and seeing videos about this for a while, you know. I remember all the videos I saw from Uganda, the way the issues and the way they treat members of our community in their country. Also in Nigeria and Kenya, I see all these things going on in across Africa. And my thought is this. In fact, I posted a food for thought on my Facebook page. And the question is this: is the contemporary view of same-sex activities and the LGBT community by modern Africans the traditional view? Or are they based on imported religious and moral views? See, we need to think about this. It's asking ourselves this question comes from the fact that humanity has always had same-sex involvement for thousands of years, at least as we know. And we know scientific fact is that the human species started in Africa. So Africa is the home of humanity. So for me, it makes sense that something like this would have started from home, Africa. So the point is this: how did our ancestors, what did they do? Did they see it as an abomination? I don't know. I'm asking a question. And I think it's worth investigating. Okay. Now, because of most of us being brought up on the views of Christianity, Islam, the religions that do not buy into same-sex relationships. Many of us have that view that they are wrong. Now, I'm not saying if they are wrong or not, because in truth, I don't know. And for me, I don't have any personal close friends who come from that community, but I have worked with so many of them. Okay. At work, I had a boss who, in fact, his office was just behind me. Okay, so I see him all the time. When I was working in the Canary Wharf in London, his office just behind me. So if I turn like this, he's there. He was gay. Okay, and he was one of the smartest bosses I've had in the UK. Okay. Also, I have worked with a team member who was gay. Now, did I go for lunch, dinner, drinks with them all the time? No. Okay. Because we had different views of life. But as a human being, they were normal. There was nothing wrong with them. So for me, I would not bother myself to try to limit anything they do, because it doesn't really concern me. What concerns me right now is that in Africa, we are living the things that are important and chasing after things that are not important. These guys are not criminals. They're not doing anything that will harm anybody. But I see many people going out of their way, forgetting the issues on hand and focusing on the activities of this community, members of the community. I don't know why. We have so many issues: education, healthcare, infrastructure, our politics, issues, serious issues across Africa. And there are so many people who rather focus on personal moral issues that doesn't affect anyone. See, it's a big issue. It's as if because you don't have any solution for the big issues, we now leave those issues and focus on those people who the majority, who is not who are different from the majority, and then we cast them in bad light so that the majority will not turn on them, rather than coming together as people and say, hey, let's solve these big problems. It's a big problem. And we are allowing our politicians who are failing in their duties to use these distractions, these small distractions, to further separate us as people. And for many of us who are against manipulation from the West, I will tell you, focusing on these issues, you are allowing yourself to be manipulated by people who have their own agenda from the West, from any other place. Anyway, my primary question is this: how do we know the views, traditions of our ancestors before Christianity and Islam came to Africa? How do we know the traditions and views of our ancestors? Because if you look at it, let me say this to you guys now. Christianity, Islam is the youngest religions in the world. Okay, the Eastern religions have been there for thousands of years before Christianity, before Islam. And I see adherents of these religions around me, and I've worked with many of them, and I have never heard any of them talk about the LGBT community. In fact, they don't bother themselves with those things. Why are we, see, why are we bothering and allowing these divisions within the human community? Why? Anyway, let me just mention this. I watched the special of Dave Chappelle, which is one of the comedians I love in the world. And in fact, the main issue he brought up was about the LGBT community. Now, on this one is that he was commenting on the action of that community, the action they have taken mostly on social media, because they're very active and they are also doing things that are detrimental to other people. Okay, cancel culture. So, in essence, people are trying to cancel them in Africa, and members of that community, the LGBT community, are also trying to cancel people, mostly in the West. Why are we doing all this? Well, I love Dave Chappelle, and I loved the closer, his last special, and I will tell anybody who has a Netflix to watch it. It's interesting, and he brought things that we need to talk about. We need to actually talk about these issues, because we're not going anywhere if we focus on canceling each other instead of talking about things that will help us move forward as human beings. Okay, we are actually trying to one up each other. Say, okay, I will cancel you here, you cancel me there. No sense in it. And for Africa, there's no sense in putting people in your community, relegating some people or hurting them just for the way they are. Nobody likes that. And there's so many people in the world who are from the LGBT community, who are one of the smartest people, artistic, people. They can add value to Africa. Please let them. Please let them. For me, if it's all about religion, I would say this: religion is a personal matter. Our spirituality is a personal matter. When we go and meet our maker, we'll explain all the things we have done, if it's actually what the maker wants. So let's leave that to the maker. Let's not be judge and jury on these things. Well, guys, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I know I rant sometimes. Yes, I do. Please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so that you can be getting my videos as soon as I post them. All right? Take care. Bye.